Hey there, fight fans. Today in this video, the MMA community was recently embroiled in such a frenzy when an old video surfaced online of Ilya Topuria suffering a cut to his eye during sparring. Also, fans reacted to Paddy Pimblett's tweet that appeared in 2021, trashing the future of Ilya Topuria in the UFC. Who would predict that Topuria would remain a preliminary fighter? Jon Jones recently showcased a crucial Muay Thai technique that he employed against Daniel Cormier during their memorable title bouts at a seminar held at Bangtao Muay Thai and MMA in Phuket. And then in a delightful twist towards the conclusion of the presentation, Jones also revealed a glimpse of some comedic flair.
A few hours ago, Merab Dvalishvili beat up Sneako. Well, of course, not like Sean Strickland.
But before we dive in, do not forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. Thank you very much in advance. X-user shared sparring footage on their account revealing the new featherweight champion sustaining a cut above his left eye while sparring with a Dagestani fighter. This was a week before the fight with Bryce Mitchell. The video shows that Topuria is sparring with a fighter who is much bigger than him. Fortunately, there were no hard feelings on Topuria's part as the fighters hugged, indicating the incident was unintentional. The silver lining is that the cut was not too severe, and it obviously did not jeopardize El Matador's status for his upcoming fight. Now, the internet exploded with speculation, with many rushing to conclusions about Topuria's abilities based on this single clip. Some hastily explain the incident as an inability to deal with the Dagestani fighter. And some fans immediately began writing, "It means that the Spanish boy can't deal with Dagestani fighters." One fan wrote, "OMG, this is the most beautiful thing I've seen all day. Now I am more confident Movzar cooks this dude." And another wrote, "This guy thinks he can compete with Islam." And of course, there were also comments like, "That guy is huge, respect to Topuria for sparring with big guys. No wonder he's the champ now." This is how you get better. Just beating on guys who aren't a match for you will not do you any favors if you're looking to become a champ. But when did he say that he would beat Islam Makhachev? Those are completely different weight categories. Now guys, don't also forget this is just sparring. Topuria is a featherweight and that Dagestani fighter is a lightweight. First of all, sparring is not a competitive match. They're experimenting, and yes, sometimes they do get hurt. It's not entirely impossible that happens. So that is why he became the champ though, because of all this hard training. Or do you believe that sparring sessions conducted in this manner would be more beneficial for the fighters? How recently did Alex Pereira spar with Poliana Viana?
And I'm also using my circling screw. I'm circling hard, trying to give you the sample. Or just to build it. Okay, I'm circling at a follow. One more.
You're like a child.
Topuria's willingness to fight larger opponents does not demonstrate weakness, but rather the opposite. Moreover, Topuria's track record speaks volumes about his capabilities. With a perfect 15-0 record and wins against some very formidable opponents, like his most recent win against Alexander Volkanovski, he has proven time and time again that he is a formidable force. So let's not get bogged down in all the noise of the sparring footage, but rather celebrate the true value of a fighter, his record, his victories, and his unwavering determination to succeed. And with that win over Alexander Volkanovski last weekend, Topuria has entered the UFC's best pound-for-pound rankings in the 5th place. Now, at the same time, the Australian dropped 3 positions in the rankings, and former UFC welterweight champion Kamaru Usman lost his place in the top 15 of the pound-for-pound UFC list, which continues to be headed by Russian Islam Makhachev. In the ranking of the organization's featherweight division, Alexander Volkanovski took first place, displacing Max Holloway, who in turn moved Yair Rodriguez to third. The undefeated Russian Movsar Evloev is also one of the candidates for a fight with Ilya Topuria. Now, Topuria remained in 5th place in the UFC best featherweights, and I mean, that's what hard work does. He's 27 years old, he's already entered the ranking of the organization's best pound-for-pound fighters, and, well, everything is still ahead of him. So we wish him only victories ahead and that he keeps us fans for a long time with his magnificent performances, which he tends to always do. And also, fans reacted to Paddy Pimblett's tweet that appeared in 2021, trashing the future of Ilya Topuria in the UFC. So I mean, who predicted that Topuria would be a preliminary fighter? It is no secret that Ilya Topuria and Paddy Pimblett have been feuding for quite some time, and rarely miss the opportunity to exchange words of mutual love, so to speak, on social media, or even in interviews. Given that Topuria is now the UFC champion, fans recently reacted to an old tweet from Pimblett that trashed the Georgian fighter's resume and predicted that Topuria will remain a preliminary fighter. Many took to the comment section of the post to remind Pimblett that he is a lousy forecaster. Connor McFreeza wrote, "It's crazy how their careers started at similar times. Shows you who's a bum and who isn't." Peanut Butter Boy wrote, "A dude couldn't even KO Tony Ferguson." Another wrote, "Bro had trouble against the corpse of Tony Ferguson." Like, everything he said is true for him now. Topuria even beat Pimblett on Instagram. Topuria, who now has 3.2 million subscribers compared to Pimblett's 2.8 million. Now, once upon a time, the prospect of this fight was actually pretty intriguing. The fighters' rivalry created a compelling narrative, but now Topuria has ascended to the throne of his division as the undisputed king. Well, as for Pimblett, the thought of him facing Topuria seems like a distant dream. But if Pimblett continues a winning streak, Topuria will likely rise to the challenge and happily break Pimblett's face.
And a fight I was most interested in was Volkanovski versus Topuria. I think Ilia went out there and executed a perfect game plan and showed the world how good he is. So congrats to the new champ. It also lit a fire underneath me because that is a fight I want back. So it's time to get to work.
And dude will put on a suit with a turtleneck. Anytime you see a dude with a suit with a turtleneck, dude has a star quality about him. Yeah. One thing that I don't know if I'm into, I can't tell you who he's gonna fight next, but I can't tell you what I don't want to see. I don't want to see him fight Sean O'Malley because neither of them have defended their championship. If we're talking Topuria and O'Malley, these are two guys that haven't fought anyone in that division. They've got work to do.
So I agree with that. It's highway robbery, and I know you can't say anything bad about Dana. It's okay. I can. I freaking hate it when Dana does this and doesn't give people he doesn't like title shots because...
No, he is. On Saturday, he said Merab is the next guy for the title shot.
About damn time.
And Jon Jones recently showcased the Muay Thai technique that he employed against Daniel Cormier during their title bouts at a seminar held at Bangtao Muay Thai and MMA in Phuket.
I fought against this guy named Daniel Cormier, and him and I were so competitive. The win meant so much to both of us. He loves you. Daniel fought with a lot of aggression, and I used that against him in certain moments. Right. So when you lock horns, it can't be like this. Because that leads me into danger. Right, a smart fighter, I push into him, he has the elbows too. Bam! You know? So when you're locking horns, you always want to hold your balance so that you can't be pulled forward or backwards. Just in here. Yeah. When I fought against DC, he was pushing into me. I used the same grip, I snapped down, I used his momentum against him. Boom! He would go.
That's all for today. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel because it is very important to us. And thank you all in advance.